Hello, Music for Worship here, welcoming you back to my channel. Now, I think you should see a difference in this video this time, and that is that I'm actually using a better quality software now and better quality everything, so that way you can get access to my videos in a higher quality, which I am so happy about. So, this is actually going to be a re-record because of the fact that I had some information in there, not technical information, but I had information nonetheless that actually wasn't going to be correct, and that would be the dates. You see, I had intended on doing something, and I said that I was going to do something at a certain date, but I don't have, the date is actually coming close, and I want to give you guys enough time to do your homework, and of course, be able to give you enough time to listen to the video and watch the video and being able to see the video as well. So I have to re-record this, but that does mean that the information that you're going to get as with regards to other bits of information, which you'll see in a moment, is going to be correct in terms of, you'll see what I mean. Now, if you had seen my special announcement video, you already know what I'm talking about. But for those people who actually don't, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about in this video. So this video is going to be a music theory video, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you about major and minor relatives. Now, before I get into major and minor relatives, we have to get into what is a major and minor relative. Before I get into that, I want to talk about relative key. Now, relative key is basically when you have two types of keys or scales that share the same note, but they're not exactly the same type of scale. So let me go into the whiteboard, and you're going to see whenever I write something in the whiteboard, just know that I'm going to be stepping away from this camera right here that's pointing at me to go to the whiteboard. So you might see a little glimpse of my body on the camera, so bear with me. So let me step to the whiteboard, and I want to write about relative key. Now, when I said that relative key is when there's two types of scales that share the same note, we're talking about these type of scales. We're talking about major and minor. So as you can see, we have the major and then we have the minor. Apologies for the lighting in the top. Let me see if I need that, so try your best to focus on that and not be distracted on the lighting. So, we're talking about these two major types of scales, which are the major scale and the minor. Now, relative key is when we have these two scales, but they have the same notes. You'll see exactly what I mean in a moment. So what this means is that the major relative is going to be the major scale variant of the minor scale when it comes to the notes. And then you'll see that in a moment. And then the minor relative is exactly the same thing, but it is the minor relative to the major scale, which has the same notes. So you want to, I guess you're wondering, what is an example of a major and a minor relative? So let's get to that now. So when you look at these scales, you'll see that they both will have the same notes, but the difference is that they're different scales. And the reason why they are relative is because it's just like you're rearranging one scale to get the other. So now now we're going to use the classic example. And let me erase this. So let me give you an example. And the example that we're going to use is going to be the C major scale. Now, everybody that has already have a basic understanding of theory knows what the C major scale is. Let's write this down. So the C major scale is as follows. Of course, we need C. We have D. We have E. We have F. We have G. We have A. We have B. And then we have C again. Now, you notice now that when I did this, I added a little line on this. Sometimes when musicians or people of music write out scale, they sometimes put a line on the top because that signifies an octave. So whenever I write this, then just know, then that means that the C that you're seeing there is not the same C. Even though C's are the same in and of itself, they're technically different. So just know that. Now, with regards to the notes, you notice that, let me just pull up my stick. Now, you're going to see me stretch, but it's because it's the best way that I know how to focus on this, because this is the best pointer I have. So you notice with these, you see the notes that are there. And what you're going to notice is that when I write down the minor scale, you're going to notice that they have the same notes. So let's get started on the minor variation. For the minor variation, I'm going to start off with a different note. And you'll understand why in a moment. So we're going to start from this, 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 and this. Now you notice that on here, I started this time with an A. You notice that I started with an A in this case. And that is because the A minor is the minor relative to the C major. And the reason being is that when you rearrange the order, then you notice that they have the same everything, essentially. Because you can see, they have the A's right here, they have the B's, they have the C's, and then the D. All the notes are the same. Remember when I told you about relative key? This is exactly what I was talking about. The D, the relative key, both of these scales have the same notes. They're just called differently. So that's the relative key. Now, with regards to how to move from the major to the minor, that is when you understand what it means to be minor and what it means to be major. Now, when I showed you the construction of the major scale and the minor scale, you noticed that there was a certain pattern in which we did it. Now, when we focus on the major scale, we're focusing on the main root of the scale, which is C. So if it's C major, then it's C. Now, to translate into the minor, what we do is we focus on the sixth note in the major scale and then use that as the starting point. So, when we, sorry, let me move this just a tad bit over here. Perfect. So, when we look at the major scale, which is the one on the top, let me actually label these so that way it's easier to understand. So we have here, over here, major. And then we have over here, minor. And I did not pass the, I forget what they call that focuses on writing penmanship. I did not pass penmanship. So as you can see, my handwriting in most cases stinks. So anyway, enough talking about the badness of my handwriting. So when you focus, so as you can see, we have the minor and then we have the major. Now, when we focus on the turning the major into minor, you focus on the sixth note and then start that from there. So we'll start from, so I'm gonna move. So we have C, which is 1, then D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, and A is 6. And little do we, and look at what we have. We have A as the sixth note. Now, because it's the sixth note, it actually now gets the starting point for the minor. Now when it comes to making it the minor, we do not change the lettering that is used. We just changed the starting point. Keep that in mind. We didn't change the letters, the starting point changed. So when we did this, we went from C being our starting point to A being our starting point. And then we followed. Now here's something to note. When it comes to octaves, you do not at all, under any circumstances, should you repeat the major relative octave. The octave repetition only occurs to the position that it started off, the note that started off the scale. So as you can see in the beginning, let me get this ready. So as you can see in the beginning, C was the beginning, right? So because C is the beginning, we repeated it over here. But when we went to the minor relative, you noticed that C did not get a repetition. And that's because the starting note isn't C anymore. So it does not get the repetition. The note that gets the repetition now is the A. And the A has the repetition. So just know that whenever you're writing out the scales, you don't repeat because, and let me explain to you the reason why. When you repeat everything, you notice how I started with how I added the line on the top. That signifies an octave. So if you're going to be doing if you do the repetition, what's going to happen is that the sound is not going to sound good. Now, I'm going to try to see if I can input the piano, the hearing it, and I'm going to see if I can try to get that in. So if I do get it in, I'm going to, then the me stopping is going to make sense. But if it doesn't, then you'll understand what I'm, if I don't, then the pause would have been for nothing. So I'm going to stop so you can hear the difference in 3, 2, 1.
Here's the correct way. Here's the wrong way.
So, as you can see, there was a sound difference when we repeated the C in the minor. And the same goes for when we are reversing back. Now, I don't need to show you the sound of the reverse because the same principle applies, because you will hear a difference in the sound if you repeated the A's in this case. So that's why that in many different circumstances, the starting note only gets repeated. So I hope that this helps you with understanding. Now, I do have some homework for you. Now, in the beginning, I said that there was information that I was going to provide, but that information is incorrect. So by the time this video comes out, the special announcement would have already come out. So I get to repeat this information here. So this homework assignment is to tell me what is the major variation, the major relative of the D minor scale. And then I want you to tell me, wait, is that the correct one to, yes. And then the D minor scale is what I want you to come up with the major variation to, the major relative. Then I want you to also tell me the minor relative of the G major scale. That is what I want you to do for homework. Now, once you get this done, I want you to email me or text me this information. If you email me, then what I want you to do is I want you to use the title of this video as your subject, so that way I know that it is coming from this video that you're emailing me from. And I want you to email me this homework assignment to officialmusicforworship@gmail.com. Again, that is officialmusicforworship@gmail.com. If you need to know how to spell that or how it is spelled, refer to the special announcement. I want to put it as a card. I'm going to move so you can see it. On this top section over here, right around here, I'm going to put in that. Or you can text me a picture of you showing me how to do this you could just text me. You could even use WhatsApp to send me the pictures, and then you can send me a voice recording as to how you came up with it, because I need to see that you're working on this. So for my number, it is 716-202-0793. That is 716-202-0793. You can text me there, and show me your proof. I need you to show me what proof you have with this. Let me just take care of something, because I need to make sure that everything works out all right. And so what I want you to do is show me your proof. Show me what your proof is with this. And then that way I can see, because I can tell if you guys are cheating. Now, what I'm going to do is let me see, I'm posting this sometime in July. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set a time frame from when this video posts, which is right now, not right now meaning when I record this, but right now when you actually see this. From right now until either sometime in October or November. When you send this stuff to me, I told you what you have to do. Just send it to me as officialmusicforworship@gmail.com. Go to the special announcement and see it. Or you can go to my number at 716-202-0793 and send me this stuff. And then the first person that sends me their work and everything that's appropriate will get a special tutorial from me. And they will get a shout out in that video, because they will receive the credit for that. So just make sure that you don't cheat, because if I detect cheating in the papers, you're not going to get a shout out from me. And trust me, I know who's going to be cheating. So that's going to be it. I hope that this helps you understand a little bit more about major or minor relatives. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me using the email and number that I provided. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, hit a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my channel by following the circle in the middle, and you know what to do. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.